In the days of King Solomon, a man named Jeroboam, son of Nabat, emerged from the tribe of Ephraim. He hailed from Zeradah, and his mother, Zeruiah, was a widow. Jeroboam was one of Solomon's trusted servants, known for his diligence and skill. Solomon, in his later years, embarked on ambitious building projects. He constructed a terrace and closed a significant gap in the wall of the city of David, his father. These grand undertakings required immense labor and capable leadership. Jeroboam proved himself to be an exceptionally talented individual. His work ethic and accomplishments did not go unnoticed by the king. Recognizing his abilities, Solomon appointed this young man as the leader over the entire work crew from the tribe of Joseph. It was during this time, as Jeroboam journeyed from Jerusalem, that a pivotal encounter occurred. The prophet Ahijah the Shilonite met him on the road, far from the city, where they were entirely alone in the open country. This meeting would forever alter the course of Israel's history. Ahijah wore a brand new robe, a garment that would soon become a powerful symbol. The prophet took hold of this new robe and, with a deliberate act, tore it into 12 distinct pieces. This action was not random, it carried profound divine meaning. Then Ahijah spoke to Jeroboam, revealing the Lord God of Israel's message. He instructed Jeroboam to take 10 of the torn pieces for himself. This was a direct sign of what God was about to do. The prophet declared that the Lord was about to tear the kingdom from Solomon's hand. 10 tribes would be given to Jeroboam, marking a significant shift in power. This division was a direct consequence of Solomon's actions. One tribe, however, would remain with Solomon's lineage. This was for the sake of God's servant David and for Jerusalem, the city God had chosen out of all the tribes of Israel. God's covenant with David remained steadfast. The reason for this divine judgment was clear. The people had abandoned the Lord. They had turned to worship foreign deities, including the Sidonian goddess Astarte, the Moabite god Chemosh, and the Ammonite god Milcom. They had not followed God's instructions. They had failed to do what God approved and had not obeyed his rules and regulations. Unlike Solomon's father David, who walked in obedience, Solomon and his people had strayed from the path of righteousness. Yet God's mercy prevailed, even in judgment. The Lord declared that he would not take the entire kingdom from Solomon's hand during his lifetime. Solomon would be allowed to rule for the remainder of his days. This grace was extended for the sake of God's chosen servant David, who had faithfully kept his commandments and rules. The kingdom would be taken from the hand of Solomon's son. 10 tribes would then be given to Jeroboam, fulfilling the prophecy. 1 tribe would be left to Solomon's son, ensuring that the dynasty of God's servant David would continue to serve him in Jerusalem, the city chosen as his home. To Jeroboam, the Lord made a profound promise. He would be selected to rule over all he desired, becoming king over Israel. This was a divine appointment, a weighty responsibility. However, this promise came with a crucial condition. Jeroboam must obey all that God commanded him to do. He must follow God's instructions, do what God approved, and keep his rules and commandments just as David had done. If Jeroboam walked in obedience, God promised to be with him. He would establish a lasting dynasty for Jeroboam just as he had done for David. God would give Israel into Jeroboam's hand. The Lord also stated that he would humiliate David's descendants because of this division. Yet this humiliation would not be forever. God's ultimate plan for David's line remained. News of this prophecy, or perhaps Solomon's growing suspicion, reached the king. Solomon sought to kill Jeroboam, perceiving him as a threat to his throne and lineage. The king's wrath was swift and severe. But Jeroboam managed to escape Solomon's grasp. He fled to Egypt, seeking refuge with King Shishak. There, in a foreign land, Jeroboam found safety and remained until the death of King Solomon.